action your nail life.
So about a month ago, I did 2 big-ish orders from Jackson's. So today we're going to be opening them up and seeing what's in them. So I think I'm going to start with the smaller one because I thought more about what was going to go in this one. This was an order that I did myself. The other order was a combination one with my mom, and that was a gift from my dad. So let's break into this box somehow. It's one of these ones. The tab's sticky as well. That's a good noise. You know what? I'm just gonna cut straight through it. I'm watching this on my iPad because my phone, so you can see the filming setup is different than normal today. Because my phone is up on the tripod. So, let's get the invoice out of the way first. So, let's go away. I don't need that until I'm gluing these. So, we've got 3 of the mini Legion pads in white, hot press, and 100% cotton. Oh, it's nice. It's a little bit thinner than the Strathmore. What's this one? Oh, this is my type of paper. I love hot press paper. It's my jam. And this is, see, it feels very similar to the hot press. So, got 3 of those. And there are more of these in the other order as well. And then we have 2 paintbrushes. Compostable cellophane. We don't have a compost up here, but can take it back to the city. So, these These are short handle pony hair watercolor brushes in size 2 and size 6. I wanted to try out some new brushes. Most of my brushes are really cheap. I have one, if I can find it. Oh, I already misplaced it. I've got one dagger brush that was more expensive, but everything else is pretty inexpensive brush-wise. So these will be fun. And then this, I believe these are all White Nights paints. So what I'm gonna do is gonna save them all to swatch at the end together because there's a bazillion things to swatch because we've also got the half pans from yesterday that I filled on live. That one's done, but oh, that one's nowhere near dry. So we've got these 6 to swatch. Oh, that one's cracking. As well. So I'm just gonna save all the swatch at the end of this video. So magnets, half pins. Let's tidy this up a little bit. So we got brushes. And then we have little noodles. So we have Scarlet, Russian green, lemon yellow, Indian gold, sepia, which was one of the ones my mom wanted, umber, another one of mom's. I wanted ultramarine violet because I've got dioxazine violet, but ultramarine looks to granulate better. Venice purple, which looked to be a really, really good color for doing terracotta things, like plant pots. And then claret, which was a color I'd never heard of, but looked to be really pretty. So they'll join the other 3 White Nights paints that I've already got. I think there might be some more in the next box. We'll see. So for now, I'm gonna put these all in the box. Super neatly because they're coming out again. Brushes that I need to test out. And they're gonna move off to the side because there's still a whole nother box. Oh. This one was more of an impulse purchase. This was actually a gift from my dad, and he let me choose whatever I wanted. And it was sort of, I had been fake shopping for a couple weeks, so I had a massive cart, and I just took stuff out of my cart and put it on my favorites list until it was a reasonable price. So I think this order was about, including shipping, $60 Canadian. The other one was about 30. So, you can already see some stuff. I think my first Finetec Coloro paint is in here. Oh, it's another one of these glue flaps. So I'm just going in the side. Woo! Get rid of the invoice. So, start with more Legion paper pads, but this time I also got the colored set because I wanted to try toned gray paper. And they've got cream and like a pinky white and toned tan and toned gray. The other ones are all the same. Let's do this one. And then, so I won Becky Creates Things giveaway in like February-ish, right before COVID was really a big problem in North America. And she included some of this paper, and I love it. And then I found out it's not available in North America. So when I found it on Jackson's, I was really excited and ordered another pad because it is really nice paper. I like using it for tombos and watercolors and pencil crayons and stamped images for cards. Like, it really works for everything. And it was about $10 for 50 A4 size sheets, which is a really good price. So we got papers. Oh, we got another Legion. Oh, this is warm white. So I now have, I think, 8 packs of the Legion paper, which I think is a good deal because most of what I paint is miniatures, so nothing's really bigger than this size unless I'm doing a card for someone. So we've also got the Jackson's watercolor guide, the watercolor catalog for 2020. I wanted to order this, but if I ordered this by itself, even though it's a cheap, it's only I think $1.80 to get one in Canada, to buy one from them. It was going to be like it was going to be an extra $14 for shipping, but because I was already buying a pack of paper, it didn't add anything to shipping. So I decided to get it with this order. And then we've got some more paints. So we have the Mission Gold. We've recycled this box, your items inside. Oh, that's nice. I think I did order Mission Gold paint though. I did. So, oh, it's leaking. I'm gonna have to contact Jackson's. It like exploded out the butt. That's not good. Did this one explode as well? That's sort of disappointing. So, Jean Brilliant #1, and then Gray of Grays, which is now all over me. So I'm going to take a couple pictures of that on the iPad so I can email Jackson's. That's disappointing. I'm gonna set you on the paper towel. This one did not explode, which is good. And this, I don't remember what I ordered. Oh. So, the first Coloro Pearl color that I've ever owned, which is red, because I was looking for a red that would look good on black. I was struggling with that, to find a red that looks like a red on black. So this is what I've decided to try. And then 2 pans of White Nights. Sorry, my hands are all... I'm wondering if it's not watercolor that leaked out, because it's really, really sticky, whatever it is. But it could also be like partially dry watercolor. We got 2 more White Nights. We got, what is this on my desk? We've got Azure Blue, and we've got the Royal Blue from the Pastel collection. Oh, it's ink. That's what's on my desk. So now I've got 4 of the 12-ish pastel colors. Sorry, 4 of the 9. They were out of stock of lavender, and I didn't know if I'd want pink peony. I now sort of regret not getting pink peony. There's always the opportunity for another order. And now we're gonna label this pan, and then on to swatching. These are all the paints we've got to swatch. I'm not going to open the Mission Gold 2 Gray of Gray, just because I need to get in touch with Jackson's. Because it's disappointing that the paint sort of leaked out and it's in the box. And the tube still looks pretty full, but I feel like I should just let them know. But I've also had brands that, like, when you let them know, they want you to send it back so they can figure out the issue. So, we're going here and we're going... World-class mission. So you need magnet. I love this magnet strip stuff. It's what I use on all my pans. I'm gonna move these out of the way. There are a lot of paintbrushes in that shot. I don't need that many paintbrushes. So I don't know if I can just like mix the whole. Ugh. See if that works. To just there we go. Now it's magnetized so that it just sticks on the bottom to my tray. This is red. Fill that one in a couple seconds. So much paper. I don't think I'm gonna need to buy paper for a very long time. So let's start here with umber. What did I label the other white nice pans? So I want to make sure these all match. Oh, look how full that pan is. I love a full pan. Like when they're like, I love brands that pillow top their pans so that they're really nice and full. What's this? This is umber. This is one down. Just clear it. This is Russian green. They just label it green, but if you look on like other people's color sheets, it's always labeled Russian green. So many colors. Oh, looks like they tried to. Some of the pans have codes on them, and some of them don't. Russian green doesn't. But it looks like they tried on this one, and maybe the machine was just running out of ink. So once this is all done this afternoon, I'm planning to film a flip through of my stamping book, which has all the stamps I own. I stamp them out so I can, just by flipping through a book when we go to a store, see everything that I have, so that if I'm looking at something, I know if I have something similar or not. It's the same with the Swatch Bible. This is Scarlet. Doing all the short names first, just because long names are sometimes hard with a brain injury. This is Sepia. And we do, I believe, have both Sepia and Raw and Burnt Umber in Daniel Smith paints, but when we were looking at swatches, they're a really amazing artist that's got a complete guide of swatches. If I remember what her page name is, I'll link it. But we used her swatches because she has swatches for almost every brand. Like there was White Nights, there was Daniel Smith, there was Magello, there was the complete collection of Winsor Newton permanent watercolors. And I did see that you can buy the White Nights pastel collection from their White Nights website with a really cute tin, like the full 9. And if I'd known about that before I placed this order, before I placed my first Jackson's order, that might be what I would have done. But their shipping's really expensive. So I'm glad that I ordered from Jackson's, and hopefully Jackson's will soon stock the rest of their new pastel collection colors, because I really like Peach, Mint, and Dunes, and Jackson's does not have any of those colors currently, even listed on their website. Like, not even like they're out of stock, they're just not there at all. And then Lavender and Pink Peony have just, Lavender and Pink Peony have been out of stock since like since like April. So I could have got them in my first order, but I wasn't sure if I liked white night paints yet, so. Green Violet. This yellow is so bright. The yellow and the scarlet. Scarlet looks to be a very orangey red. But we'll see how it looks when we actually swatch it out. A little garbage, which is actually like one of those like black round takeout containers, is overflowing. So it's got all the stuff from yesterday's Michael's haul, all the packaging stuff in it, and stuff like that, including the stuff that I used to clean up my paint spill. Well, not my paint spill. My Wink of Stella pen sort of exploded, and then I had a Posca pen sort of explode as well. I just squeezed it too hard, both of them, and the liquid came out way quicker than I thought it would. labeled, and we've got Azure Blue, and then everything's labeled. They are a very soft paint in comparison with Daniel Smith. They're closer to my, they're not really close to anything. They just sort of like live in their own world of being sort of sticky. Even ugh, I swallowed saliva the wrong way. Even the handmade watercolors that use like honey as a binder, you know what they are similar to? They, texture-wise, are very similar to Artist Loft metallic colors. They're about the same level of like sticky as the Artist Loft ones. So just be prepared if you live somewhere that's super humid. They're probably gonna stick to the packaging. So I've seen people recommend putting them in the fridge to avoid that, or the freezer. Just for a few minutes so that like they harden up a little bit. So there we go. So now the fun is magnetizing these all. Might not be able to magnetize all of them. So this is all a magnet sheet I've got downstairs. So I love this system for paints. It's so far proven to be pretty much flawless, this magnet system with the cookie sheet. There are times that I don't like it, like it's starting to get really heavy to move around, but other than that, it works pretty well. Oh, I got great paint in here. I got great paint on me, I got great paint in the container. It's cleared up. Tiny bit of gray won't harm it very much. So we just keep sticking on. Keep sticking on labels. What do we have left? I should probably put that edge down. We should be able to get these ones done in this. Might have to go find. It's a good thing I ordered when I ordered from Amazon. I accidentally ordered 2 packs of magnet tape because most of the first pack went to magnetizing this collection. This is the end of the first pack right here. Came with, I think, 2 or 3 sheets. Maybe it was only 2. If it was 3, there might be a 3rd sheet hanging around somewhere that I'll find at some point. Just gonna flip these all over. Just do this like a conveyor belt. every once in a while I catch the magnet sheet like in the middle of the magnet and it separates a little bit, which is not very fun. I think the issue is my nails are long but not very sharp. So it's sometimes hard to get underneath. Lemon, last one. We've got a pan to fill. I'm on to swatches. So here are all of the pans, all magnetized and ready to go. So let's hope this isn't like nowhere near as bad as Daniel Smith. Daniel Smith like just explodes when you take off the lid. Which is why I didn't order any in this order, because the only way for them to really get to me is by plane, and I had a feeling that they'd be even more. This Mission Gold paint is very thin. There we go. So there's the Mission Gold. And now we get to go to my favorite part, which is the swatches. So I don't know if at this moment I've got enough swatch cards. This is everything that needs to be swatched. This is the only one that needs a black. But we've got we've got 18. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, 14. So let's cut this one off for a miniature. $15, $16, $17, $18. There you go. Recycling pile. So 18. Let's make sure these are all flipped the right way up. I think Strathmore's changed their 400 series paper because, like, this is the old stuff. And it's pretty textured, but this new stuff seems to have, like, a finer texture. It almost seems less textured, even though they're both 400 series. So let's see how it works. I just bought a new pad, so it's labeled 400 series, so we're going to assume it's 400 series. And not all of the corners are going to be like perfect or stuff. That's fine. For me, it doesn't really matter. Now we're gonna grab my handy dandy. Supposedly size 8, which is probably actually a 4 paintbrush. And a pre-wet Daniel Smith ones, because especially the genuines, so I know they're gonna take a bit more work to get color out of. I'm actually gonna sort these by color group. I'm gonna go yellows and oranges. Ready colors. So let's do rose ultramarine. Let's do, these ones are purplies. These are blues. There's another yellow. And green can go on there. And then these are like neutrals. So we're gonna start with the yellows. So there's, just smudged it. There's lemon yellow. This is definitely a different feel to the old Strathmore 400 series paper, which is really sad because 400 series used to be one of my favorite papers. It almost feels more like Canson XL paper now, which is really sad. This is Winsor Orange. Actually, my first tube of Winsor Noon Professional color ever. That's because I was looking for a good orange, and Michaels had this one in stock, and it was on sale. This is White Knight's Indian Gold. Oh, that's a beautiful color. It's sort of reminds me of turmeric, actually. It's got a very turmeric-y color to it. I'm just gonna move the water bottle because I have a feeling this is gonna take a bunch of space. And I'm leaving the pans with their paper so that I remember which one's which when I go to write the names on the paper. We're saving the metallic one for last. So now we're gonna do reds. So this is the old Strathmore 400 series paper. I don't know how easy it'll be for you to see what I mean. Maybe we'll take lemon. I think I'm gonna pop some lemon. So you can see the old one is a much smaller, is a much more spread out grain, and this one is much closer together. It's got like this weird texture to it. And I don't have it backwards, so why this is the case, I don't know. It's sad though, because it used to be one of my favorite papers, and now I'm sort of feeling a bit lost because it's been my go-to watercolor paper since I first tried out watercolors. I got my first pack of Strathmore 400 series paper when I was like 15. Yeah, when I was like, no, younger than 15. Like maybe 10. Like, it's not bad, it's just got a different tooth to it now. This is White Knight's Claret. It looks like a much darker version of Quinacridone Magenta, if I'm being honest. This is Dan Smith, Rose of Ultramarine. Way too much paint on my brush. It's got a really pretty granulation though. It's like already starting to granulate. Hey Sadie. So far you've missed that I opened a box of paint and it had exploded at the bottom. And now we're on to swatching paints, because I got many paints. This is Venice Purple. Just very red. This is why it's always important to swatch your paint. You can't trust the label on the tube. Because this is the Venice Purple label. This is how it looks in the pan. This is how the paint actually looks. Like, that is very different than And next up, I think, after this one, we've got Moonglow. It's the paint I've wanted for forever, but I've had issues finding for a reasonable price. But yesterday at Michael's, they had a tube in the clearance section, so it got to come home with us. I used a dropper and I added water to the pans already. So, now we're on to the greens, and I'm going to start with the Cobalt Teal Blue, because I have a feeling look at that color. Very much a teal. I'm really disappointed in the new Strathmore paper, like especially as they're drying. The new one like dries flat, and the old one dries flat and the new one seems to be darker any spot that the grain is at all raised, which is really, really frustrating because this has been my go-to paper for years. This is Azure Blue. I really like the White Nights colors. This is Daniel Smith Blue Apatite Genuine, which I expect is going to take a bit more effort. Nope, I may have let it sit for enough. It's like a stormy sky blue, but it'll also have a shimmer to it, so I'll have to cut up some black for it. So genuine pigments do tend to have a bit of a shimmer to them. It's too early to tell, though, how it'll look dry. So this is Cryonite Genuine. I'm gonna do just watching on the black. Oh, you can already see the sparkle. Okay, so all this paper's getting flipped. The reverse side seems to be very similar to the old Strathmore paper. So maybe they've added, I don't know, this is Russian green. And it's very different compared to like, can I compare it to you really quickly? Let's grab this is Cotman Hooker's Green Light. This is Daniel Smith Cascade Green. These are two of my most used greens. And it's a huge, similar to Cotman, except it's much, much more vivid in color. Slide these back in, even though swatch books are being redone. So now we've got sepia. And umber. So let's look at what umbrage do I have. So this is, I don't have any sepia automatically. That was just gonna move to the side. But we've got Daniel Smith. Just put my finger in it. We've got Daniel Smith Burnt Umber and Raw Umber, and it's more of a greeny brown than either of them. Burnt umber's more reddy brown. Raw umber's... I think if you watered down Daniel Smith raw umber a lot, you'd get something similar to this. So, there we go. Now, the final... I'm going to say the final one. I forgot to cut a piece of paper for it, because sometimes that happens. And you've got a brain injury. So, for this one in particular, I'm just going to wet it. I should have wetted and let it sit a while ago. Okay, so I can cut the 2 blacks that I need for the 2 genuine colors. If you're wondering about how I do my swatches, I use the 1.5 inch Marby Euclid punch, and then I use the Marby Euclid corner rounder as well, which gives the swatch cards a very finished look, and that's just the way I like to do it. So, I'm going to grab these 2 genuines so that I can swatch them out. It's very blue. It's not super shimmery. It is a nice, like, dark blue though. We'll see how it looks when it dries. Sometimes I find that the Daniel Smith colors really tend to, the genuine colors tend to dry really different. My favorite one is definitely Fuchsite Genuine. I already see the sparkle in this. Beautiful. And now the last one is Colora Red. Silver. I don't think it mixes up enough. I'm not going to redo the metallic section of my swatch book yet because I do have a Clover set lettering package arriving at some point. Yeah, gotta love Canada Post. Well, it's not, yeah, it's more like that Canada Post distribution plant, and this distribution center is still closed due to a COVID outbreak there. Pretty sure that's the plant my package is sitting at. So, there we go. All the swatches are done. They all have to dry, and then I'll label them, and then I will corner round them all. So, you're stuck. There are all the swatches. I love these. I think I could make a really cool palette with these colors. I want to try doing more limited palettes with fun colors. So, if you've got any color ideas for me to use in a limited palette, let me know.